From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Hunaku Eva Maya E Ma Ho. Ayum Hunaku Eva Maya E Ma Ho. Ayum Hunaku Eva Maya E Ma Ho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature.
Welcome to Viada's Tiny House Village, and tonight's special late edition. Although it's not really late in Europe or Africa or around the world, and this really is a global platform. So thank you for joining me tonight. And my special guest, Moma Azee, will be joining me on the phone. And so it's going to be a powerful evening, because tonight is a 9, 6/11, June 11, 2026 is a 9. And we're going to talk about how numbers are so important to pay attention to tonight, as well as the hawk. I got to tell you about the hawk in my life just this week alone. So let me just share the village journey that I've been on, and it just keeps getting better and better. So welcome.
The kookaboot and ha. The kookaboot and ha. And ha kabos en lis ora corona cookrakos kodo and ha. The kookaboot and ha. The kookaboot and ha. I look deep address.
So welcome. That's a little piece of my journey in the tiny house university that I just love. I've had the big house, the 4 bedrooms, 2 bath with a swimming pool, and the husband and the children. And this is a whole different chapter of my life that is so exciting, especially with nature. And that is what the creator is. Nature, God, whatever you want to call nature. It's all everywhere talking to us. And especially this week has been just so amazing. On Wednesday, was it Wednesday or Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I'm losing track. This week, the hawk was on my roof. Just before my show on Sunday, the hawk was on my roof. And then the next morning, the hawk was on my roof again as I walked to my son's house. And then yesterday, while I was doing a show with Dr. Amani, I had my door open and the hawk was on my son's chimney across the way. I said, okay, buddy, what's going on here? So again, today, this morning, the hawk showed up. So it's like, whoa. And I want to just encourage you to pay attention when you see the same creature show up over and over and over again. Now, it's not like the squirrels who are here every day eating and being fed. I've already looked up their meaning. But this book, I want to highly recommend as you go on this journey to recognize the creator and his creatures. There's a couple of books for you. Animals Speak. This is amazing. It gives you the meaning, spiritual meaning, when animals show up, what they're trying to say to us. So it gives you the language of animals in your life. And then I had to get to the point where I carry it in my purse. So there's a little pocket size Animal Speaks that I keep right near me, because when unusual creatures like snakes, I've been in this house for about 3 years. In those 3 years, I've only seen 2 snakes, black snakes. So that was unusual for me. And I look it up in my little Animal Speaks books. But the hawk is really speaking. And Moma Azee and I have talked about this, and she's going to share her journey with animals as well. But let me just read you what the hawk is saying in case you missed the show yesterday or Sunday, because this is where we grow. This is how we grow. When we know what that animal is saying to us, because there's a whisper when you know what the animal is saying, it's a whisper from the universe. And then you know what time. Mama Azee is always reminding me, well, what time did it happen? What time? Oh, I forgot. But when you know the numbers and the animal in that moment, what is that animal saying? You're hearing from the creator, you're hearing from the universe. And with things going on like they are with Carmela Anthony and all these dramas and traumas, if you're paying attention, the creator can prevent all that trauma. Really. The creator, because the creator is always trying to help you. The angels, the messengers, ancestors, as Moma Azee will go into, these ancestors are always guiding and helping us. So just listen to this about the hawk. What's the hawk saying? The hawk means guiding vision. Of course, you know, hawks are always looking for prey. That hawk sat on my fence. In fact, before this week, he was sitting on the fence over here while I was resting. I'm like, what's he doing sitting on the fence? And he's looking around for prey, for mice or critters that he can eat. That's what he took up on my roof, 2 prey in 2 different days. And he was munching on the top of my roof. I said, that's nice, I guess. So the guiding vision, it reminds us to keep our eyes open to spiritual messages more than anything. It's not about third dimension as much. When these animals are speaking, it's more fourth, fifth dimensional messages about what's really going on the other side of the veil in spirit world with your ancestors. And so the message from the hawk is spirit vision and guardianship surround you. Now, for me, guardianship translates to ancestors surrounding me. Like this guy behind me, that's my dad. He was in football. They're surrounding me. That's what this message from the hawk is telling me. They're surrounding you. Don't worry. Just relax, chill. Because the spirit, you have so many guardians. I have angels, big angels. I was told one time a woman saw a huge angel behind me. And then be patient and observe. So it's not just observe what you see with your naked eye in the third dimension, but it's closing your eyes. As the Messiah said, close your eyes, go into your closet. What are you seeing in that moment when the hawk shows up and it's at 12:11 or 11:11? Close your eyes, see the vision, observe, be patient. It's a message. And then you will see the opportunities. Signs are clear. It says signs are clear. And that's all just from the hawk showing up. So I encourage you to either invest, if you're seeing animals like that, invest in this, or even Google it. You probably can get, if you Google what's the spiritual message of a hawk, boom, it'll show you. But that's what Mama Azee are bringing to you tonight. The need for us to be aware in these really tumultuous, crazy, dramatic times, whether it's about your health, your physical body, there's help for you in your unseen aspect of your life. Closure in your eyes and seeing the vision is really what's happening. And then, oh, what do you see when you open your eyes? What time is it? What animal showed up today? That's what we're here for. So Mama Azee is on the line, and Mama Azee, welcome. And she's in Arizona, so she's 3 hours behind. So if you're here and you're in my time zone, it might be 10, 12 in our time zone, but she's got 7. And then in another country, anywhere, we have a global family here. So we're not concerned about timelines as much, even though today I had a really challenging time with my grandson, and my granddaughter and I were saying, your brother's on a whole different timeline. He brings into the present moment shit that was, excuse my French, was going on in a past life maybe, and in the future. Because we look at each other like, what is he talking about? I am learning to adjust to his timelines and just laugh and smile and just go about my business. So Mama Azee, are you there?
Oh my goodness. This is it. Very interesting. Can you hear me, Dr. V?
We can hear you loud and clear. I hope everybody else, give me a hand up if you can hear her loud and clear. We want to be able to hear her loud and clear. And let me get your picture in here as well. Okay.
I'm going to another spot. Everything is, I'm in a facility, and everywhere I go, it's noisy.
Okay.
So I'm moving to another location, family, because this is so vital. This info is extremely vital. I'm going, oh shoot, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Grateful. I'm going into the bathroom.
The bathroom? You're going to do this show? You're going to do this show in the bathroom?
That's the only place that.
Okay,
Okay, no, I'm doing a show, so it's all good.
We gotta get this message out, because it's just been pressing on both our hearts to really make it clear the season that we're in. If you've been following this, Carmela Anthony, this is a season of letting go of preconceived ideas. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about the law of the man versus the law of the universe that people have not been paying attention to. That's why this young man's about to spend time in prison. And going to be a whole lot of more people spending time in prison if you're not paying attention to the messengers that come to us every day. So Mama Azee is moving into... Who is this? Okay, let me see. This is Affordable Housing TV. It's saying go to bed. What is that? Go to bed. Okay, thank you, Affordable Housing TV. He's saying the hawk is saying go to bed. I guess some people this hour is too late, but when the message is urgent, 9643, she knows the urgency. Dr. D knows the urgency of this message. She says, looking forward to this show. And she also says, I hear loud and clearly, because we have been hearing these messages for a while, Mama Azee and I, and I've shared a little bit of them on my shows in the past week or so, but the message is getting louder and louder. I'm seeing it with the hawk. I've never had a hawk or an animal show up as often as this hawk is showing up right now, almost daily. And he's not even eating the prey every time. The other day, he was just sitting there watching me. I opened the door, and he's sitting up on, I can see my son's chimney from here. And I open the door, and his little head just turns and watches me. And I'm like, hi there. It's so exciting to be in this space of talking to and listening to and watching and interpreting the animals that show up in your life, because that's how important and urgent we are, the season that we're in. and we need to pay attention. And that's what Mama Azee and I are here to help you, remind you how important this time is. The news is distracting us every day. Black folks are angry that somebody gets sentenced to go to prison, like that's something new. It's like we don't have anything to do really with somebody going to prison in Texas. It's like, why are we upset about it? Because we are so connected to Blackness and all the challenges that we see around us for Black people. But everybody has their own spiritual journey that they're going on with the Most High. If you don't have a relationship with nature and the universe, Creator, Most High Spirit, prison could be your next journey. So let us get it right tonight about what we need to focus on going forward. This is only June. We are halfway through 2026 already. And we're seeing all this drama, war, rumors of war. Nothing new. It's nothing new. But some people are like maybe new baby souls and everything is new. Oh my goodness, somebody's going to prison. Okay, I know how you feel going to the past mistreatment of your people and all that, but this is nothing new. And that's just a distraction, really. What someone said, it actually called it a psyop. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, because the law of man versus the law of the universe needs to be distinguished, talked about, and understood, so you're not going to prison. And we're all doing time, as the book says. I said that yesterday on the show. We're all doing time. My guest, Dr. Amani, has presented a great book on holistic conversations we need to have with people who are incarcerated. But more important than that, it's time for personal reflection on where is your mind? Is it in prison? Are you in a mental slave position? If so, guess what's waiting for you? Prison time. And it may not be with bars behind you, but it will be a psychological, spiritual prison if we don't wake up to the messages and the protection that's all around us. So, Mama Azee, are you settled in?
I am. I'm in the bathroom. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay. I am so abundantly grateful that the Creator has given me the wisdoms that I have at this time. In 2 weeks, family, I will be 74. And this is an amazing time. Today is a very monumental day to me. I'm not sure if the family has heard of Reverend A.A. Allen. He created the Bible College, the Christian College, 19 miles from where I am sitting right now. It's called Miracle Valley, Arizona. And the research, Dr. V, that I have been doing up to this very moment is off the chain phenomenal. Everybody in my Baha'i community, not everybody, but many, many people, they cannot understand or overstand. They understand that A.A. Allen was a staunch Christian Pentecostal, and Baha'is do not understand or overstand why I am so fixated on A.A. Allen being a Baha'i. But before I get into the rest of that, I just want to give a shout out to my great grandson, Jaden. He came to the planet the same day, 6/11 at 1:18 p.m. His energy path happens to be an 11. That's a master number. my great grandson, Jaden, I was so sick when I was in North Carolina and he was getting ready to come to the planet. And he said, he didn't call me great grandma, he called me grandma. He said, Grandma, we are going to get you well enough. This is 2010, 9, something like that. We are going to get you well enough to get you back to Arizona. I was laying up in the bed in High Point, North Carolina, couldn't walk. I was so sick. A lot of people didn't know this. I didn't even communicate with many people because that's how ill I was. And my great grandson came to me and said, Grandma, we are going to get you well enough to travel by bus from North Carolina to Phoenix, Arizona. And that's exactly what happened. So I want to give a shout out to this 11 path number. Numbers mean everything. And the other major thing, I moved from St. Augustine, Florida to High Point, North Carolina. I got there at grand entry time. When you're having a powwow, they call it grand entry at 12, high noon. So I arrived, me and my daughter, Muffin, arrived from Florida exactly 12 o'clock to the storage unit in High Point, North Carolina, June the 11th, 1983. This June 11th is so powerful. So Jaden, I love you, child. If you ever hear this, your great grandmother loves you. I was guided, Dr. V and family, by my firstborn's dad and my mom and my secondborn's dad to stop communications with my family because it is time to heal. They have no clue. They do not understand. They do not understand. We do not have a clue, family, that something is getting ready to change. And many times our blood family hinders or jealous or whatever to slow us down, to throw us off the track. So these are the people that I heard from my mother, my daughter's dads, both of them, and many other people. It's time to cut your family off if they are not aware or want to be aware of your journey, point blank. That's the first thing that I want to say. That's why people, if you're my family, that's why you have not heard from me. I don't have a lot of time left on this planet to deal with bullshit that people think is witchcraft. I got thrown out, which was a blessing. The Creator sent, I thought, a jackass, but actually he was set up to do the Creator's work by evicting me in a week in a wheelchair. And once I got here to Haven Health University, is what I call it, I started just the last couple of months getting it, understanding and overstanding, Dr. V and family, that sometimes the Creator sends jackasses to get your ass back on track. And I realized that, and I give thanks for however anything and everything turned out. I give thanks. Now, the subject is my journey from 2006 when I was in Oklahoma looking for our cemetery, our family cemetery, our family church, our family school, and Tahlequah, Muskogee, and Hominy, Oklahoma, those surrounding areas. That's where my people come from on my dad's side. 4 generations back, my granddad on my dad's side came from Scotland, and he connected to the Cherokee clan in Virginia, and they moseyed on over to North Carolina and ended up on the Trail of Tears and got to Oklahoma. I researched this. This isn't something that I'm talking out of the side of my neck. And how A.A. Allen fits into this is that I was called to plant myself here, had no idea of the history of A.A. Allen and how connected to my mom that he was. This man was so phenomenal. And not only that, you can research all of this on the internet. Reverend A.A. Allen was donated that land at Miracle Valley, and my mother that birthed me from her gate was there in Phoenix, Arizona. You can research all of this. That's not all. I think when Reverend Allen was 17, he got out of seminary school, I believe, but I have to research. My phone was lifted, and all of that was on that phone, and I didn't have the knowledge to back it up. But anyway, he came to my mother's neighborhood in Clarksville, Texas, to teach, fresh out of seminary school. And I know my mom is connected to A.A. Allen, not just the revival tent in Phoenix, because my mother frequent not only A.A. Allen, she drug me to Oral Roberts because she was wanting to heal. I came to her gate with alcohol fetal syndrome family. I've had 45 surgeries in my lifetime. A lot of people don't know that, but I've racked up a lot. And I'm going on 74, and I'm still here. How Allen again came into my life was by way of the monkey boy. There's this little 6-year-old child that was brought to A.A. Allen, and he was healed. You can look it up, the monkey boy. And that impressed me so, because, family, I was scared. I've been experimented on, like the Tuskegee experiment, so much. And when that gate opened up for me to spend 14 days in Miracle Valley in a doggone tent, Facebook took me down, but somebody has that information, because they had planes flying over me. I know they were videoing. They had the deputy dog sheriff to come and arrest me or get me off the land for trespassing. They had the Bonita Vista, the manager there, the deputy dog in that county where Miracle Valley is, where they sent a sheriff to here to Sierra Vista to go to my manager at Bonita Vista Apartments and come out there and get me, in her little mouse cart. I said, no, my students are coming to get me. And then the deputy dog sheriff, he comes and he says, are you sure, Elder, you're going to leave? And I said, my students are coming with their truck, because I had a compound out there. And the only way that I was allowed, family, it was the Creator. knowing my mission, and I didn't. And how I got there, I asked Reverend Asa Alonzo Allen, which happens to be an awesome number, and I'm going to share the numbers with you. But I asked him after he came to me in a dream, and he said, the gate is open. Now you can go. And I had contacted his son, Paul, but I didn't tell Paul that I was going to do a vision quest at Miracle Valley. I didn't know what I was going to do. But when I got my stimulus check of $650, I gave it to the manager, the maintenance man that was working for Bonita Vista at the time. And he loaded all of my things and took my grand ones, meaning the stones, to the car wash and washed them all and put them back in the bag. And there's a medicine wheel that me and my two students created in a figure 8. It's no longer there because they claim it was witchcraft, not knowing what a medicine wheel represents. But Reverend Allen came to me in a dream and says, create a figure 8. 8 represents infinity. It represents you can build or destroy, and many things. Look it up. You see, Allen comes to an 8. If you figure the digits, if you do Allen, it adds up to an 8 from the way that I do gematria or do the numbers. Numbers tell you every doggone thing, family, okay? So he says, do this. And a lot of people know about Mama Bonfire. They watch me. And so I want to say, family, pay attention to Reverend Allen. He's part Cherokee. You can look at his cheeks. And even though they say his parents were bootleggers and carrying on, his mother knew how powerful people of color, copper-colored people, melanated people are. You see, because that's what she gravitated to. And even Reverend Allen was chosen to be a hollow reed or a hollow bone because him being part Cherokee, Allen was no joke with his medicine. I don't give a darn what people say about he's a charlatan. He is a phenomenal person. The numbers will tell you everything. Even Cochise comes to me. I don't know exactly what Cochise looks like. However, I feel that energy. That's why A.A. Allen, Reverend Allen, was brought here. That's why one of the reasons that this land that Miracle Valley was housed on was donated. If you do the numbers of the numbers of the gentleman, Linedecker, or whatever, I've done it all. I just don't have it in front of me. If you do that man's numbers that donated the land to Reverend Allen, it's a connection. It's a connection for them, my mother and all of them, even being in Phoenix. I'm not sure of where the revival was located. And if it wasn't on the 33rd degree parallel line, it had to have been someplace close. I haven't forgotten, you know what I'm saying. I just haven't gotten that information. But Allen is still a messenger. like the shootout. A lot of people associate the shootout that was here in Miracle Valley with A.A. Allen. That's bullshit. Allen was gone long before that even occurred. But the people who were involved in that came out because of the energy from Mississippi and especially Chicago. I've researched this. This is not something out of the side of my neck. That ministry was feeling the energies of A.A. Allen, and that drew them because this land is stolen. The land is a stolen legacy, people. How I know this? Michael Jackson's grandmother, Crystal Lee, her middle name is my name, and my mother, and A.A. Allen came to me and told me, this is stolen land. I don't know where, whatever. Even Reverend Allen came to me about land that it was connected to Fort Naco, a Buffalo Soldier home there in Fort Naco, the turquoise golf course. He came to me in a dream representing the turquoise golf course. You can look it up in Bisbee. And I was shocked. I wrote all of that down, and somebody lifted my tablet, and I spoke it into a recorder, and it disappeared. And one of the apparatuses that I had to document my 14 days there at Miracle Valley, it blew up. So I have that information in my heart. I've had to go to get my fingerprints because there was an incident happened at Miracle Valley that I can't say anything about right now. But Cochise County, it's a trip. And I do know this. I know this. This Cochise County must heal. There's a lot of bloodshed. Not only the massacre, they call it, that happened at Miracle Valley. Look it up. Jesse Jackson came out from Chicago. Chicago family has a lot of people who are connected to many things because of the energy in Chicago. I don't want to get into that right now, but I want you to do some homework and research because Alan communicates with me all the time through dreams, through showing up in the little birds, the crows, Chief Frank Fool's Crow. If you don't know who Chief Frank Fool's Crow is, he also a Lakota Sioux in Pine Ridge, South Dakota, Wounded Knee. Many of the grand ones that I gathered from the years of possibly 96 until 17 or whenever, they come from the battlefields of the reservations that I traveled, 250 or more. They are now there in South Carolina at the Baha'i Institute in Hemingway, South Carolina. And that's where my firstborns people come from. I was destined. When I came to this planet, I was destined to do what I'm doing now. So there's Reverend Allen, and there's Shogi Offende. Look it up if you're Baha'i. And there's Louis G. Gregory, who he and I made an agreement before I came to the planet to do exactly what I'm doing now with, and then Reverend Allen came into the picture way on, and Chief Frank Foolscrow, who was Catholic and at Wounded Knee, he flipped the script and went Baha'i. And when I was there in Hemingway, South Carolina, at the Baha'i Institute, I saw Chief Frank Foolscrow and Louis G. Gregory in a vision sitting there. And they said to me, you cannot complete your mission if you do not become a Baha'i. And I see why they told me that. And I give thanks to the people that have allowed me to be here at Haven Health University, because these people, it's a portal here. I don't know if they know it. And the bed that I reside in now, the brother made his transition in the very bed that I'm in that very room, which is 202, which adds up to a 4. And he tells me, don't concern yourself. We brought you here. You are safe here at Haven Health University. I had to get out of Bonita Vista Apartments because they were killing me in my spirit family. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you is because you must pay attention. When you have a sacred mission and you have people coming at you with all kinds of negativity, you have to know that you're on track, and don't allow yourself to be discouraged. I'm looking at Reverend Allen's number. He comes here, Asa represents a 3 in energy. Alonzo represents a 2. So you got 3, 2, which equals 5, and then Allen, which is 8. And you add all of those digits together, and you get a 4. 4 not only represents God, Creator, represents thinker out of the box. The reason that I connect A.A. Allen and Shogi appointed Louis G. Gregory hand of the cause. Look it up. And Allen works closely with the people like Shogi and Louis G. Gregory and Chief Frank Foolscrow from Pine Ridge, where the 7th Cavalry and many and some Buffalo Soldiers. The Buffalo Soldier story is not all fact. And how I started investigating that is when my sacred drum got misplaced. And that's all I can say about that right now. I started investigating. And then during the time that I spent that 14 days there in Miracle Valley, I was adopted by the Howards. I am not kidding you. That's another story. And they were right down the walkway from A.A. Allen. And what triggered this, I want you to look up the spiritual or the sacredness of the oleander. Everybody thinks it's poisonous and this, that, and the other. Yes. However, the oleander plant bush, is very sacred. Very. And I'll share that with you at another time. But I'm just giving you little pinpoints and key to what you can research and what is about to take place, family. And Arizona is a major, major piece on the chessboard. Cochise County, period. Everybody thinks and flocks to Sedona. Allen came here to open up a portal. How I know this? The temple. I call it a temple. His son Paul says, it's a church, it's not a temple. And you can't be putting no stones around. That's witchcraft. But that's lack of knowledge. And it's all okay. But I want you to research how that temple got there on Miracle Valley, why it was placed there. To me, that was like a mile marker, because the Baha'i temple, the Muslims, the temples, they're all like that. Why would it be a choice for A.A. Allen or whomever made the decision, family, for that to be a type temple? To me, that was like Shogi and Louis G. and others telling me this is a mile marker. Pay attention. And when I was brought to Miracle Valley by someone, I knew then that this was part of my mission, my journey. And that is why I was privileged to have that 14 days in a tent. You can research it. I don't have any of that pictures or anything. They banned it. They took it all away, but it's okay. Family, come to Miracle Valley. Research A.A. Allen. You see, when he decided that he was going to not have people divided, when he had a revival in Texas, I believe, and the Klan, like the Klan came and burnt my biological granddad's hospital. He had a colored hospital in Texas, and the Klan came and burned it down. My biological granddad, okay? On my mother's side. They wanted A.A. Allen to put up a rope to separate the people, the Caucasian people, from the people, the copper-colored people, I like to say. And the rope fell down. And Reverend Allen said, no way, I'm going to put that rope back up. We are all one people. And to the Baha'is, I want to say to you, that's one reason I'm so fixated on the work and the ministry that A.A. Allen brought to this planet this time, is because he too knew we are all one human family. That's why he had the minister of music, Gene Martin, comes to me as well, family. And it doesn't matter. I'm not Lee Carroll, and I'm not Diane Cannon or whoever. I'm just Mama Bonfire, Robert Lee, middle name Lee Harris. And I listened. When the brother that made his transition in my bed, a few years ago, he comes to me and he guides me too, because there is a portal here in Haven Health University. The majority of these angels, they don't know that they're angels. Even my roommate, Miss Cynthia, is an angel, and she doesn't quite know it yet. But she's Pisces, and she's going to get it sooner or later. You see, we don't take the time to go into nature and walk on pine needles. Get you some pine needles. Research the healing power of pine needles. That's why Bonita Vista threw me out, because I got some pine needles out of the garbage and started walking on them to help to heal my pain. We have got to get back to the right way of healing. That's what Reverend Allen, his ministry now, there's a giant need. There's trafficking all around, human trafficking next to the border. This facility and the people who know what's going on the other side communicate, not only through me, but many others. Just in the past couple of days, I've had ones to call me about the human trafficking and all of this. And it's sad. And there's Miracle Valley that needs elders to be safely housed. They're killing the ones who have knowledges, because with the food, with the water, with everything, family, because they do not wish for these dear ones to pass on the knowledges to, like Dr. V's grandson, who's a professor. That little child he's old. In a young body, he's old. And you see, it's not only him, it's many of these young people. And what's happening with the baby that's going to prison or whatever? Like Dr. V's grandson said, what was he doing with a knife in the first place? They're putting stuff in your food to turn you, to reactivate you to do these things, to not have common knowledges, family. The food and other things that they have put in place to trigger people to do these things. It's a plan. It's a plot. And Reverend Allen knew this. Things that I see him minister in his videos, I read between the lines, family. When I first started researching way back in the day, in Jesse Jackson, they took all of that down. Jesse Jackson coming here to see what was up with the Miracle Valley shootout. I can't find it. Maybe somebody else can. But what that told me, there is a connection. Back in the day when I was 17, Jesse Jackson and Alex Haley came to Phoenix College at the time, and I couldn't get a grade unless I went to see Jesse Jackson and Alex Haley. Who would have thought over the years that I would end up being the friend of Alex Haley's daughter? And who would have thought that all of my people, especially Dr. Lateef and many others who are connected to me, and I'm connected to them in some way, was a friend of Jesse Jackson's. You see, these little things families, you got to pay attention to, because it's important. And Alan has taught me so much. I hope his great-granddaughter, Rebecca, gets in touch with me. And the minister, Pastor Nix, I hope he hears this, because Reverend Allen, just like Jean Martin, took both of them. They have videos about the tutelage, the times that they had with Reverend Allen. And if you go on Facebook, I post a lot, and I'm going to post it all night tonight, family. Just stroll on Facebook, you'll see. But Pastor Nix was under the tutelage of Allen at 17. That's an 8, another 8. And they wanted him, when he came to Reverend Allen's Bible College, they wanted him to pick a watermelon, go out there in the fields. And according to what Pastor Nick said, Reverend Allen said, "Oh no, and you can drive my Cadillac." And he met Reverend Allen, I think, at a revival in New York by way of his mother. All of that. Numbers tell you everything. Allen went to my mother's neighborhood and started teaching at 17, I believe. Research it somewhere along there. So Reverend Allen is saying to me that it's important for the elders to have a safe place to be and teach the knowledges to the youth. And what I do, earthing and medicine wheels, I'm in a copper body. And when I do things like that, I'm not Caucasian, so most people don't even look at me. Either I'm schizophrenic, or I'm dealing in witchcraft, or I'm crazy, or whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm no joke, and I don't care anymore, because we are losing our youth by wearing this plastic stuff and not being out there in nature and listening to what the trees tell you, because they talk, and listen what the little creatures, the little critters tell you, because they sure do talk, and they'll rip it up because they know we're fools. And we are allowing our children to blow up like blimps because of the food and having heart attacks and everything that we're eating, because we are so disconnected ourselves. And I bet you if you research that young brothers who, his family that is up for murder, they're in Texas, you'll find something that's incorrect with his family. And if we do not start getting our children back in nature and grounding on the ground and out of these doggone buildings, and I'm talking about the doggone churches too, we're going to see chaos that we have never seen. And one other thing that I want to say, when I was out there that 14 days, Alan and Shogi Afinde came to me in a vision and said to me, "You get your Baha'i family and every other church or congregation as far as you can see to come to Miracle Valley and every place else and sing, because voice is the key to healing, family. it's a lot of bloodshed from what has been done everywhere, especially here in America. And voice and just song, period, is the healing force. And Reverend A. Allen knew this when he took Gene Martin on board, because he knew that people of color are the freaking bomb. That's why we have so much disharmony, and they know this. And people, copper color people, you have lost your freaking mind, because you do not know the power that you walk with and who the fuck you are. And excuse my French, but you don't. And I give thanks to A. Allen and the founders of the Baha'i Faith, and especially Shogi, who appointed Louis G. Gregory, the hand of the cause. And I didn't know this until I researched Louis G. Gregory from Charleston, South Carolina, saw the Klan hang his grandfather. I don't know how many Baha'is know that, but you research Louis G. Gregory, the hand of the cause. And the reason I know the Baha'i faith, to me, the Baha'i faith is the leading catalyst to connecting this whole planet. If you do research, you will see what A. Allen did to bring me to the resolution that he, with his teachings and the teachings of the Baha'i faith, is no joke, because we are all one human family. And that's why I became a Baha'i, because the people of color, or the copper colored people, and the Native American people, we were the first here. Research it. We were the first here. Not everybody were slaves. Not everybody came over here on a doggone ship. If they did, we were already here. And I need you to research Miracle Valley and the teachings of A. Allen and the Baha'i faith. The Baha'i faith, many people have come in and switched gears. The original founders of the Baha'i faith, if they knew what was up, just like every other religion, people come in and they want to take over and interject their narcissistic ways in doing things. And that's all I need to say. You put that in your peace pipe and drum smoke on it, family, because this is getting serious. And A. Allen was no joke at all. Thank you. Thank us for allowing me to have this day. It's deeper than you can even imagine. However, I love us, Dr. V.
And
I give thanks to Brother Kwame and many others who has helped me.
Lou Marie says, "Hi, Grandma." She's commenting. You know Lou Marie?
That's my medicine woman.
She says, "Hi, Grandma." And 964B for you says, "That is why I got my clothes made from natural fibers for years until I moved to the States. But I found natural fibers made from banana fibers and bamboo. Thanks, Moma Azee." So we are very grateful at 11:06 p.m. in Florida that
Wow.
we have a message to wake us up if we choose and to make changes in our life. Because as Mama Az said, copper melanin people have a special assignment, and we have been
Yes.
distracted for years, years, years. And this murder charge in Texas is a serious wake up call to start working on our youth to prevent this type of behavior where you have to put a knife in your backpack to protect you.
Yes.
When you are so in touch with nature and the Most High and spirit, you don't need a knife at all. Your aura is going to protect you. So that's what
Yes.
we are bringing you this message about, is that be aware of your power these days and tap into that power as Mama Az has with her journey in Arizona. Her journey alone, 45 surgeries, that's a 9. So that says a lot about is there going to be a 46 surgery?
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
no. That's why I had a council those 14 days there in Miracle Valley, and I know they were watching over me. Even the popos, the deputy sheriff, dogs had to come and bring me some water and ice. They would come to evict me, and they couldn't evict me. They had to go down there to the store, and they said, "What are you doing out here in 110-degree heat?" I said, "I'm in a sweat lodge. I'm in the sweat lodge." And one other thing I forgot, Alan is saying his Native American, his Cherokee, his mother, I believe, was full-blooded Cherokee. They don't talk about that at all. They don't want you to know that part. He says it's time to come back, to bring awareness to this land here. The Catholic Church on the cross, all of that land around is blood. It's blood, family. And there are possibilities that a community can come together to. I have machinery that I don't even know where it's going when I leave this planet. My family has no clue or even care about it. And Napoleon Davis, who built the teepee in Muskogee, Oklahoma, he comes to me and he even said, "Forget about leaving your legacy to your family members because they are distorted. You have to find extended family who knows the value of a push more, who knows the value of a machine that I got when I was 26 years old. And Brother Bernie has those in safekeeping for me. And this is what my vision is to connect with Miracle Valley, to bring the Native people together to do regalia and clothing that is conducive to your well-being. And there are elders out there, Dr. V family, that have that knowledge of craft. And that's what Reverend Allen was also big in production, in doing things. What I've seen on the videos, it's like he was a corporation and he umbrellaed copper people under his wing. And that's what the Baha'i faith is, to be a major part. Some of them don't act like it, but we're all just human. And we have our junk in the trunk too. There is no faith on this planet that doesn't have an issue. And so we must find ways to work this out. And do not equate Reverend Allen's ministry with the Miracle Valley shootout. research. And that is what the pastor is saying too. Don't equate what happened in my ministry to A.A. Allen's ministry. I've had conversations, and you've done research on Pastor Thomas as well, have you not? And you found that she was a phenomenal woman.
Yeah,
did you not?
She had something like 10 children?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So definitely phenomenal, strong female.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
we are grateful.
Yes.
We have to be grateful for our indigenous ancestors and not think so much as African Americans. We don't know too much about what's going on in Africa, but we can know. For instance, Michael Jackson's mother was of the Choctaw tribe.
Yes,
Michael Jackson's popularity right now should drive us to research his family heritage, because that's what's driving this $1 billion movie that's being spread all over the planet. So look into that.
It just blew me away when I found out that Michael's grandmother, Crystal Lee, is laid to rest right next to my mother in Phoenix, Arizona.
There you go.
And when my time goes to the other side, I will be right there with Michael's grandmother, Crystal Lee, and my mother.
Yeah,
I prepared myself at 27 to be right there. And 12 years later, after I placed my mother to rest, Crystal Lee, Michael's grandmother, parked there. And I'm like, what? And so this is in Phoenix, Arizona, at Rest Haven. You can check it, people. I'm not talking out of the side of my neck.
Well, it goes to show you how the things that we see in the media have relevance when you have connections like you having his mother's grave next to your mother and so forth, and that you can talk about the ancestors speaking to you about things to prepare for, preventing things. Michael Jackson's popularity is bigger than you think. And I'm telling you, this is huge. That this man, after he died, is bigger than when he was alive. And no matter how they try to destroy his legacy, it's not going to work. Sorry, it's bigger than we all thought. And there is a whole new generation who are now attracted to his music and his image and so much more. So do your research, please, brothers and sisters.
May I say one other thing? I apologize. Dr. V, I never will forget when my sister, one of my best buds in North Carolina, she and I were loading up a rental van to take some of the grand ones from High Point, North Carolina, down there to the LGI. And I listened to country western to get me in the mood. I was listening to this country western, and the next thing I knew, I was hearing Billie Jean by Michael. And I said to Sister Sophia, I said, did you hear that? And she said, hear what? I said, Billie Jean. Well, when I woke up to the next day, there was a poem that another sister had written about Michael Jackson. Bottom line is, he came to me in Billie Jean as I was going to the LGI in Hemingway, and he was telling me that he was leaving. I'm not kidding you, family. The next day, it was announced that he left about the time that country song turned into Billie Jean. I never will forget that. And the little sister wrote a poem about it. And it freaked me out. He was telling me then that he was transferring. Whether he transferred or not, I don't know. But he was telling me then. So I thank you for this. And it'll be a part 2, family, because it's so much more that awareness, you know. And one thing that I want to say to my family, I may be silent now. I'm giving time to heal for myself. And I hope that you, my family, my blood family, will take time to heal yourself. And I want my granddaughter, my medicine woman, to know you have a special purpose in this life. And one of the special purposes that you have already fulfilled, you brought that special being, Jaden, to this family, because he has been communicating with me since before he came from your gate, medicine woman. So just know, no matter what, he's where he is supposed to be, because he specifically asked for you, medicine woman, to come to through your gate to give to his grandmother. They have a mission, and I needed to tell you this. So, baby, lighten your heart and know that little brother who's in 11, that's a high number. You've researched what 11 represents. He's justice, he's the scale, he's the balance. He walks in different arenas. He goes through the gate of other dimensions. So you don't concern yourself, baby, about Jaden, because he told me just recently, for some reason, he doesn't call me great grandma in my dreams. He calls me grandma. He said, Grandma, I got this. You chill and you heal and you take care of yourself. I got this. This is what your son said to me in a dream. And when I look at his picture on my window, he's looking dead at me just like he did when he was in his carrier in Sunrise in Surprise, Arizona. He gave me that same look, just like he told me before he came here through your gate. And I have him on film, if it's not melted, coming through your gate, medicine woman. He's no joke. So you send prayers to your son, because he's where he is supposed to be. And I love you. I love you. Thank us for being my medicine woman.
And she says she says I'm still here, so she hears you, I assume. So we give thanks. We give thanks for all of you who have joined us tonight to hear this message that has been given to us by nature, by the universe, by spirit, whatever you want to call it. But the message is strong for us to prepare, purify our bodies, minds, souls, so that we can hear from the universe in times that might be troubling and challenging. But you will be protected. You will be protected if you're listening to the guidance of the animals in the kingdom of the Most High. So don't worry, don't worry. And keep the music flowing. Mama, we're going to end this show tonight with one of Moma Azee's favorite songs, and one of mine too, even though this song has so many religious terms in it. The one thing about the music that our ancestors listened to was that music, the instruments, the rhythm, the beat was healing for them. It was very healing for them. So, Moma Azee,
I gotta say something. Reverend Allen sent a watcher by the name of Will to take care of me that 14 days that I was out there in Miracle Valley. He made sure that I had water. He made sure that I ate. I had ice, everything. And one day, he was blasting through that cemetery, the resting spot, with his sky high, and it was Mama Mosey. I ain't tired yet. And he said, Miss Parrish, you never heard that before? I said, no, baby, no. The Mississippi Mass Choir, that woman, that elder, came to me in a dream on the very day that they served eviction papers on my door at Bonita Vista. And I just passed it on like I didn't pay any attention. That song got me through my last surgery. That song got me through Miracle Valley, tenting out there on a vision quest for 14 days. That song kept me from crossing my own doggone self over. I have been that low, family. When you allow people to torture you and lie on you, and I'm a sensitive person. I'm a Cancer. The first day in July, okay? You take it to heart. And I was tortured for 7 years and didn't know it at all. And I would put that song on and send it to everybody. And there were days I would hurt so bad. I started drinking Kahlua, and then Kahlua didn't help. And I put that song on, and I say, okay, one more day. But family, that song kept me from crossing myself over. I never said that to anybody. That Mosey Burt, I knew she told me she was leaving at the most appropriate time. But anyway, it's another time. That song kept me alive. It kept me knowing that hope is alive. And because of that little brother, Will, who brought that woman to me with her spirit. Mosey Burt is a bad motor scooter for the Creator. And she's still working with me now. I never met her. I tried. I got close to her producer. I think her producer's name at the time is Renee or somebody. But anyway, thank you so much for allowing me, Dr. V, A. Allen, Delbert Blair, everybody, Psyche, my friend who kept me attached to his umbilical cord when I was out there gathering the grand ones on the places where they massacred some of my people. All of that. All of that. Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, Bob Proctor, just even the mother of the Matrix, Miss Sophia, all of these people I saw coming through the portal at Miracle Valley. That's another time. But yes, there are some changes. And even though A. Allen taught what he did, he's on the other side now. And there's a big change. He sees things like as many do from the other side. And family, the churches ain't all that. We got to wake the fuck up and get real. Thank us.
So in other words, it's time to take on the mind of Christ.
Yes.
And embody the spirit of Christ in this flesh, this temple. This is a sacred temple. The kingdom is inside. Take on the mind of Christ and let that consciousness walk with you, talk with you every day. You have the mind of Christ. The temple is sacred. Treat it sacred as a sacred temple, and you will be protected from anything and everything. So that's the message for tonight. Even though this song is talking about Jesus, 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 the music is what heals. The music is what heals. Just like Michael Jackson, he has
Adam knew
transitioned.
that. Yes, Adam knew this. That's why he took G on board. Because he knew what time of day it was.
Yes.
And he knew that we were all one human family. Research A.A. Allen. I'm not crazy, and I'm not talking out of the side of my neck, and I don't do witchcraft. For those people over there at Bonita Vista, your day is coming. Peace.
See my way in. So I get on my knees and I begin to pray. No. No. I'm not crying. No, no, no. I'm not crying. No. I'm not crying. I'm not Jesus. I'm running with Jesus. Running with Jesus. Running with Jesus. Running by day. Praying by night. Keep on running. Keep on running. Lay aside. Time my burden, press me down. Sometimes I hate God well. Sometimes I can hardly see my way in. So I get on my knees and I begin to pray. No. No. I'm not crying. No, no, no. I'm not crying. No. I'm not crying.
So I hope you'll remember that song and remember how Mama Azee has pushed through 45 surgeries and has landed here tonight to remind us on this June 11th that we need to not get tired and keep pressing because we still have an assignment to do. And these, especially right now, are so important times. So thank you, Mama Azee, for sharing your wisdom and all that knowledge. Thank us. Thank all of you for joining us tonight. And I hope you'll share this message with others who need to be reminded of the power we have in our ancestors that we have right now is in the power of the spirit. Ancestors are helping us because these are some difficult times. So we say namaste to all of you, Sat Nam, and Ashe, Ashe O, and Aho, Aho, and Shalom. So we'll see you tomorrow. My show will be later tomorrow at 10:30 because my grandchildren have their last swim class at 9 o'clock and I'm the one who's transporting them. So I will see you tomorrow at 10:30 instead of 9. So thank you. Mwah. Love you all. Have a beautiful rest tonight.
Loud on the bamboo magical type of yow. The cooks a hopper, a cop papa R. Penenza put the cook on the order. Go who's to get a limit to order. A zempa haka kept a cataract. A dear hen. Tashia, wish you up a sound come one. The fear would a kabali a calat nun. I kick a geek up to a part to sad. I knew get a was, we can pop my garage. I knew I would for book pop a lag. I knew I can't put you a akakadad. I knew could do on a coach edition ain't yet. I knew could do a la mother was part of that. I do free pamarad, the gahamos, I knew for nas, that super do I got no horse. The cook could put it in her, in her. Yeah. The cook kabut and ha and ha. And ha kabusa and this order kador the cook lucas cutter and ha. The cook kabura and ha and ha. The cook kabuch and ha and ha. And knew I did the cow pass a cat. The cat knew I knew how which part and cat. And knew I did bad name at that tat. The gabba drives pot not to bat. We park a work cap and jump a car. Pass it and shit there who's a hat who's a patat. Zika boom, a cat, they get a boy.